All of this will be empty down here. These are all HDVDs I have to go through yet to figure out what I need and what I don't need. And then this entire back row is completely empty. Everybody, today's video once again brings us down here into the library because it is time for yet another great library purge of 2019 update. So let's take a look at what I've done over the last week, starting with one very big thing. No more gigantic pile of beta tapes. There used to be, as you guys remember from last week, a very large pile of beta right here that went up to about, I don't know, here or so. It was quite large, and that is no longer down here because, as I mentioned last week, one of the big things I really wanted to focus on over the week was making the library look a bit more presentable. I wanted to get rid of all the piles of stuff and clean up a little bit down here, straighten up. Even though the purge is not finished yet, there's still lots more to do. I at least wanted to make the library not look as junked up because that was starting to really bother me. Although I didn't really necessarily get rid of the beta, I just kind of moved it to outside the library. It's all right here. Big pile of beta tapes that I have to get rid of. I'm hoping somebody out there still maybe wants to buy a whole lot of beta for super cheap. I'll let these go for such a good price. I sold all my Laserdiscs in one haul. I sold all my UMD videos in one haul. I have somebody who wants to buy all my CEDs. I'm hoping this weekend. Hopefully that still goes through. Those are all going in one haul. I got a bunch of people who are interested in buying all my HD DVDs once I finish going through all those. So those might even go in one big haul, or at least a lot of them to different people, but probably most of those are going to be gone already. So I'm hoping there's somebody who's really into beta because I've got a lot and some cool stuff. I think that Gremlins is in there, and some Madonna and Home Alone, Hot Dog the Movie, Stand By Me, a bunch of Disney, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Pound Puppies, lots of cool stuff. But this is all stuff I don't need anymore, and it's somewhat blocking my doors, so I gotta get rid of all this at some point. I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't know to whom. That has to go. So anyway, that's at least not in the library anymore, so that's good. I do still have these piles, and this is all stuff that has to be put away onto the shelves, and I was gonna just like bunker down and just get on this and put away like all the B's one day and all the C's one day and all the D's one day, but I realized that might be kind of crazy to try and put all that stuff away at one time. So what I've been doing over the last week is putting away like 10 a day. So I take 10 titles out of this pile, put them away. Pretty easy to do. Does not take me very long. And I had some more piles over here. Those are gone. This pile of B titles was like up to here. It was crazy. That's starting to go. So I've been trying to do at least 10, sometimes 20 titles a day, so that'll take a little bit yet, but it will be done eventually. And once I get closer to the end, of course, I'll probably just bunker down and get rid of most of it just to get through it. But trying to make this a little bit easier on myself and not drive myself insane. If I really did try to do a pile a day, I probably would have gone crazy. So I'm hammering away at it bit by bit, but these are getting put away, so that'll all be done eventually. And again, for the most part, oh yeah, my library sign. There you go, look at that. So for the most part, that's done. And the other really big thing I did was finally putting titles on these shelves here. All down there, and onto these shelves behind the couch as well. The idea was, so again, numbers start back there, and they go across to there, and down, and across, and down in each one of these sections, and they go all the way around the entire room until you get down here to, actually right down here is the end of, well, not the end of P, but that's where it ends on these shelves anywhere, so that's P. And then from there, we're going to come, well, actually from there, we would start here. We would go from here and then all the way across onto the next row and all the way across, and you get the idea. However, I left the back blank, and I'll explain that in a minute. So P begins back here, goes across and down, and then all the way across, and then all the way across, and so on and so forth. So what I wanted to do was have that all come down, then it all comes down here, and then it jumps over onto these shelves. So S is over here, so across, and across, and across, and you guys get the idea. And then when it ends down there, it jumps up to there, and then across and down, and across and down, and across and down, and guess what? Across and down, across and down, and so on and so forth. You guys get the idea. However, these shelves at one point, as of last week, were completely empty. I was just using them for some storage on some Purge stuff, but as far as movies, there were no movies on here that I was, for displaying. Now there is, and that was, again, something I really wanted to do because when you walk into the library, when somebody walks through this door, I want them to see full shelves of media, which is why the back of this shelving unit is blank, because when you walk in, you don't see that. Obviously, I have empty space to add more movies, and I want that space kind of hidden. When you walk into the library, I want you to see, wow, just shelves full. There's no emptiness. This is crazy. Of course, once you look around a little bit, you're going to find out that there are indeed empty shelves, which is perfectly fine. I need that, but really wanted to get these shelves filled. So I did that one night, just moving all, like basically sliding everything over to get these shelves filled and looking good. And I could double these up if I wanted to. In fact, I could actually move the shelf down a little bit and then put a little riser in back and actually fit some more movies on here if I did that. I think I could fit maybe I think it's, I want to say it's maybe a 1 or 2 more rows of movies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I want to say I can fit 8 more rows of movies on this whole shelving unit here if I double them up. So maybe at some point, if I need to, I can do that. Right now, I'm not going to do that. Although, man, I was looking at these shelves, and I'm thinking, maybe I should start collecting pops. Joking, I'm not going to do that. But it would be cool to put some kind of collectibles or something, along here, since I have this room. I don't know, something to think about. I have no plans on doing anything with that as of yet. I'm not going to do pops because I really don't want to go down that road. That just sounds scary. But still very, very cool to have all that finished. And again, all of this over here finished as well. And this also gives me an idea of just how much room I did indeed make down here. And I did pretty good. I mean, this whole section over here is completely empty, although I only have that little bit down there, and I do still have all of those movies there. So I will be on to probably, I don't know, maybe this shelf here. By the time those movies are away, I want to say, I'm thinking this shelf here is probably where I'm going to be. So all of this will be empty down here. These are all HDVDs I have to go through yet to figure out what I need and what I don't need. And then this entire back row is completely empty. No movies on here. Well, I mean, there are movies. Well, this is music, and there are some movies down there. But that's not stuff for my collection. That is stuff I'm selling, and these are CDs that have to go up into the rafters eventually. So this whole back row is completely empty and ready for more movies. Again, the stuff you see over here, these are all movies that are actually for sale that I just haven't got around to posting yet. In fact, I got to take pictures of all this stuff and show you guys. A lot of you guys over at the store, the CinemaStick, this retro store on Instagram, I've been sending you guys pictures of movies that are available, and I haven't sent you guys pictures in about a week, so I've got to, probably tomorrow, I'll take a huge chunk of these and lay them down and say, hey, what do you guys want? Any of these? Let me know. Good prices. Maybe, hopefully, I want to say by next week, all these will be put away, but that probably won't be the case. I'm just going to, I don't know, maybe half of these by next week will be put away. I don't know. We'll have to see. Right. As of right now, I'm taking these like a little bit at a time, taking some pictures of them in a big bulk picture, asking people what they want, selling off what people do want, and then the rest of them are going upstairs into some bins in the library, and then I just pick from them, or I'm sorry, up in the bins into the old library, what is now like a storage / office room, and just picking at them every day, taking a couple out and actually listing them to the store. So that'll be taken care of eventually, and I mean, that's some of the big stuff. I do still have to kind of like rearrange my Laserdiscs and CEDs. These are technically cataloged, so are these CEDs here. These Laserdiscs and these CEDs have not been cataloged on my website at all. I am re-cataloging everything, which is going to take a very, very long time, like literally probably years to re-catalog all my movies. I mean, it could be another like 5 years until that is 100% done. It's going to take some time. But I do have my old catalog plus my new catalog kind of working together. So my old catalog has all of these cataloged and all those cataloged. But again, these here haven't been cataloged on either new or old. So I got to get around to doing that. And then, of course, bagging them all. Well, I'm not bagging them, but putting them in sleeves, sleeving them all, and getting them put onto the shelves. That'll happen eventually. So that's some of the major stuff I've really been working on, is just, again, getting these shelves filled and getting stuff taken off the floor. I mean, obviously, with the exception of the movies I have to put away yet, but obviously that'll happen over time. I don't mind a few little piles here, movies I have to get put away, but stuff that was basically down here just as storage, things I was selling, things that don't need to be here because they're no longer part of my collection, that kind of stuff I really wanted to get out of here. And it is out of here now, except for, again, that little bit back there on the shelves, but that'll be taken care of soon. So, yeah, things are looking better down here, guys. I don't come down here and want to have a heart attack now. When I come down here, I'm like, it's looking good. This is close to how it's going to look when the Purge is over. You guys can get an idea of how the library is going to look and how it's going to be once everything is done and put away, and I actually vacuum and stuff down here, which I've been wanting to do and I haven't done yet, but we'll get around to that eventually. Again, I do want to get lights for in here. I haven't really gone out and looked yet, but I am going to look into getting some kind of lights. Some of you guys made a good point. I was saying it would kind of stink though that I'd have to run electricity. I had to probably run a wire like up there into the like up and into the rafters and then over to an electrical outlet that's like way back there. But some of you guys were like, well, if you're not going to have the lights on all the time, which I wouldn't, I would basically have lights on in here if I had people over. So if I had guests over, or I was doing a library, like a library tour video or something like that, and I want the library to look good, I'm going to put the lights on. But just, down here to watch a movie or hang out, or just working down here, whatever I'm doing down here, I'm obviously not going to have the lights on. I mean, all these lights aren't usually on. Usually it looks like this down here. Usually I just have, my three main lights on, and that's basically it. And then as I want to work down here, if I want to go over into there, I can pop the lights on. There we go. Pop the lights on back there. Everything turns on by that little switch. So yeah, these lights aren't always on. Otherwise, I'd be just burning up electricity down here. So eventually lights in there. Oh, anyway, you guys are saying to get a battery pack. And good idea. I might look into that. Just get a battery pack. I can recharge, and then I can turn the lights on, and then if the battery dies, I just recharge it. Not a big deal. So maybe I'll do that. Again, I have no idea. I'm not sure yet. I got to really look around and see what kind of lights are available. I could get the ones you just put batteries in and just, pop them on. I think they make ones with remotes as well, kind of like this remote here. So maybe I could do that. I don't know. Gonna look around, see what's available, get some ideas on what's out there, and then choose what I figure is maybe the best. These do have you can see them, probably not, maybe back, right back in there. There's a hole, so I can run a wire down into there if I really want to. It's kind of nice. IKEA designed these so you can run electricity through there if you desire to do so. So Again, we'll see. Again, as far as the CEDs, the capacitance electronic discs that are back here, these should all be, I'm bumping my head on my TV. These should all be gone this weekend. I have a viewer who's coming over this weekend. We're going to go out and do some hunting, and he wants to buy all these. Gave him a good price for these. I basically gave him the same price as the guy who bought all my laser discs off me. I said, you know what, if you want all these, you can have them for the same exact price. I won't say what that price is, but it's a really good deal for a boatload of laser discs. Super cheap. So so those will hopefully be gone this weekend. I think he's bringing like a truck or a Jeep or something because like these things weigh like this is like 2 pounds right here. These things are stupid heavy. So hopefully these will be gone this weekend. Hopefully next Tuesday when I do another update, none of this will be here, which will be nice. Those will all be gone. So, okay, that is basically that. I'm trying to think of what else I want to really talk to you guys about. I guess I'll answer some questions quickly because some of you guys did ask some questions in last week's video. Like, for instance, some of you guys said, oh, are you leaving room at the end of every section? I am not. For instance, let's see, A ends here and B starts there. Obviously, I didn't leave this whole section empty for A's. Doesn't matter though, because, all right, so let's see, I just bought the animal and I want to put it away. Super, super easy because, again, all the numbers are together, A's are together, B's are together, but they're not actually alphabetized any other way than other just letters are together. So if I just got the animal in and I want to add it to my collection, all I got to do, take the first title here in B out and pop animal in and do that for every section. So I got to go over to here where B ends and C starts, do the same thing over somewhere, I think it's over there. Yeah, over there where there it is, where C ends and D starts, just do that. And it doesn't take long at all. It literally takes me about a whole, I don't know, 10 minutes to put a whole bunch of titles away. Like I said, I've been doing, trying to do 10 titles a day with these piles over here. So that's why I've been doing it like that. Because if I try to do a whole pile, that could be a little crazy. Because I literally have to move out like a whole section or two at a time and move stuff over. That would be a little nuts. But literally if I do 10 at a time, I got to take out a small little section. Just grab a couple of these, pop the new ones in, and go from there. It really takes me about 5 whole minutes. I hope I did describe that correctly to you guys. Hope you understand what I mean. That was a question I got asked a lot. And the other question I got asked a lot was, well, how do I catalog titles that have multiple titles in them? And there's a few ways I do that. I'm trying to show you guys some here. Let's see. One of the ones I always usually show, although I can't find it because I have no idea. I'm pretty sure it starts with an A. I know the DVD did. I'm trying to find out the Blu-ray did. My Indiana Jones box set. I used to have it on DVD, and I don't know where it is. I'm trying to look really fast. It's actually not difficult for me to find stuff. Some people think it would be. I'm usually pretty good at being like, there's what I want. But when I'm looking really, really quickly, it can be crazy. I probably looked over it like 6 times. In fact, some of you guys probably see it right now and are like, hey, it's right there. Unless it does start with I. I don't know. Anyway, that's a bad one to choose. Let me see if I can find something good here to show you guys. All right, here you go. This right here, this has The One, The Meltdown, and Jet Li Contract Killer. So this is called Action Classics Unleashed. That's what, at least in my collection, that's what this set is called. That is the name of this set. See, it even says on the side, Action Classics Unleashed. So that's the name of this title. On my website, it would be listed as Action Classics Unleashed with the titles listed underneath it. So that'll go into A because, again, actually there's 2 of them. So both of these are titled under A because, again, the title of the actual set starts with A. Some people will be like, well, how do you, if you're looking for The One, wouldn't you have to remember that it's under Action Classics Unleashed? Yes and no. Either I remember that or I just go onto my website and do a quick search for The One and I go, oh, it's under Action Classics Unleashed. So having all this stuff cataloged on my website also makes it easier. It's a little crazy the way I have it now. I had stuff separated by format. I'm not doing that anymore. Now I'm literally doing everything that's A, everything that's B, everything that's C. It's going to be so much easier once I actually finish this. To find stuff if I don't know where it is. If I do forget that the one is in this set, which I'll probably never do now. But if I did forget that, it'll be super easy to look that up now once I get done doing all my cataloging. But like I said, to recatalog this entire library could take a very, very long time. And then also, I want to show you guys, trying to find something else here that makes sense. Like, obviously, Boogeyman would not make sense because both the titles in there start with a B. American Ninja would not make sense. Come on, there's got to be something here staring me in the face that would make sense to you guys. Okay, here we go. So this set here is called, well, again, in my collection, it'd be titled Attack of the Puppet People / Village of the Giants. That's the actual title of this release in my collection. As such, it goes under A, because that's what the title starts with. Again, the title of this release is Attack of the Puppet People / Village of the Giants. So it goes into A. Same thing here. The Abominable Dr. Fives and Dr. Five arrives again. It goes under A because the title of this set is The Abominable Dr. Fives / Dr. Fives rises again. So that's how I do that. So I guess that makes sense to you guys. Hopefully, it's literally just 100% alphabetical. Again, I mean, yes, numbers are together, A's are together, so it's not alphabetical in the sense that it's like truly alphabetical, if you know what I mean. But I do it that way, and some people are like, oh, why don't you separate stuff by category or, you know, genre, or, oh, I like to put all my anime together. Here's the thing. If I did that, it would drive me insane. I can become very OCD with stuff. So if I had a comedy, but it was also animated, would I put that under comedy? Would I put that under animation? What about a horror comedy? Is that horror? Is that comedy? Well, is my anime considered, should that just be in an anime section, or should that be with like animation, like all my cartoons? Because it technically is animation. But if I separate that, well, then should I also be separating different stuff within horror? Like, should I have my slashers and my horror comedy separated, or just should they all be together? Like, I would start overthinking it. It would get insane. It would get crazy, and I would literally drive myself completely insane, which is why you will not see me doing that. I will not separate stuff by genre or anything like that. I'm not going to do that because, again, I can't do that. This is literally just, this is how it is, done. There's no overthinking anything. There's no trying to figure out where stuff needs to go. It is literally just me saying, if it starts with an A, it goes here. If it starts with a B, it goes there. Done. That's it. Easy peasy. No having to deal with anything. No having to figure anything out. Just A's, B's, C's. Done deal. We can move on. So that's why I do it that way. I'm a very black and white guy. I don't like gray areas. I just want things to be as they need to be, and that's how I have that set up. So again, hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Okay, here we go. My National Lampoon Vacation, National Lampoon's European Vacation, Christmas Vacation, and Vegas Vacation set is under U. Why? Because the box set is called the Ultimate Vacation Collection. So to most people, you'd probably be thinking, why would you not have that under either N or V, right? But nope, it's under U because that is the title of the actual box set. And again, it makes it easy. And I know some people out there, for instance, if they had the Adventures of Indiana Jones box set, they'd still put it under, even if were doing alphabetically, they'd still put it under I because, well, technically it's Indiana Jones. No, I'm not doing that. Again, black and white. If it starts with A, it goes under A. I don't care if it's a whole box set of titles called Indiana Jones. Oh, actually, there we go. It is Indiana Jones. On Blu-ray. I forgot. Okay. So never mind. Indiana Jones, A Complete Adventure. So it is under I in my collection because the Blu-ray is called, does start with an I. But again, the DVD was called The Adventures of Indiana Jones. So when I used to have that in my collection, it was under A and not under I. Which I know, again, some of you people probably think that's crazy, that's insane. How can you do that? But it makes it simple. It makes it easy for me. I don't have to think. I don't have to worry about anything. I don't have to deal with stuff being different and, well, Indiana Jones gets, a special treatment, but then this doesn't get special treatment. No, everything is just how it needs to be. Done deal. All right. So I hope that's that. I think that was the two main questions I got asked. Was I leaving space? The answer again was no, because it's very easy to put stuff away with the way I catalog or put away my titles. It makes it super, super, super easy to, again, it takes me about 10 minutes or so to put a whole stack of new titles away when I get them in. So that's why I'm not leaving space. No need for that. Plus, if I left space, this would all be like taken up already. So no need to do that. And again, when I alphabetize stuff, it's literally just by whatever the title begins with. If it's a double feature, then it's what the first title starts with. If it's a multi-feature set and and the set actually has a name, then it's by whatever the name of the set is. So, all right, I think that's it. I don't really have much more to show you guys. I am still, again, working on getting everything taken care of. There's a lot of little stuff that needs to be done. Not only does this all need to be put away, which I'll get done, but I have to do things like all these title cards, like all these markers. See, right now it says DVDs. That's from back when I had all my titles separated by formats. They're not like that anymore. So I got to change all of these because that would drive me crazy to see DVDs. But there's Blu-rays and beta and VHS in here as well. So eventually I'm going to have to take all these cards and just put a simple S on them. People ask where I get these all the time. These actually came from Bags Unlimited. No sponsorship here. Bags Unlimited, though, is a really cool website. Very nice people there. And they have a lot of good products, and I just get blank cards from them. They have all kinds of shapes and sizes. These are for DVDs. I think they have Blu-ray ones, maybe. I know they have CD ones and like record size ones. These are really cool. And I just print out my own labels on a label maker. They do make ones, I believe, that actually do come pre-label. Like they do make ones that will say S on them, but they don't make ones that, have like the number sign on them or anything like that. So that's why I ordered these, because I can make my own labels and have them looking as I want them. So yes, again, Bags Unlimited. If you order from them, let them know that Cinema Sickness sent you over there, because I think they know who I am. They used to know who I am. I don't know who's in charge over there anymore, but again, let them know Cinema Sickness sent you if you purchase something off them. So yeah, I got to do that and a lot of straightening. I still have all my CDs to put away. I've still been working on that. Some of you guys were really kind of like adamant about, why don't I just get rid of my CDs? And I'm not going to do that. Let me try to turn the lights on up here. There we go. Lights are on. So as you can see up in the rafters, there's just like tubs of what will be full of CDs at some point. I'm still working on doing that. That's something I have to do right away. That's actually something I can let go until everything's over. Like once I get everything done down here, then I can focus on that, because it's just CDs in the rafters. I don't really need to worry about those. All the binders of CDs are piled up on the other side of this wall here, so nothing I need to worry about, but it is still something at some point I do have to do, and I will need to really dive into. It's gonna take a long time, and the reason why I'm not getting rid of my CDs is because that's one of my biggest regrets in life, is getting rid of all my CDs. Many years ago, I sold my entire CD collection off, and I regret it, because there's a lot of super rare CDs that are now out of print that I will never get back again, I'm sure, or at least without paying a lot of money. A lot of bands I'm into, a lot of punk bands and ska bands, hardcore bands, stuff like that, were on record labels that don't even exist, and those titles are just completely gone, out of print. Nobody's releasing them anymore, and you can't find them. A lot of good local bands as well. I used to go to a lot of local shows and buy local bands stuff, and a lot of those got sold. So yeah, I really, really, really regret getting rid of my CDs and being like, oh, I just need iTunes. As long as I have my music stored digitally in iTunes, I'm good. That was one of the dumbest things I've ever done. I super regret doing that. So yeah, won't ever be doing that again. I'm keeping all my CDs. So that's why I'm not selling those. That's why I'm keeping them and putting them into these bins here so that I can have them stored. Again, I don't really use them, so they can go into my rafters. I don't need to get up there very often to get them. That's why I have them stored up there, because again, I don't need them. They are in my iTunes. I do listen to them on my iPhone, so I don't really have to get to them. That's why I like them stored up there. They're in an area that's put away that I don't need to worry about. So, all right, again, I think that's it. Half hour later, I think I'm done. I'm gonna go. I think I answered all your guys' questions and concerns, and everything you guys wanted to know, I think, should have been taken care of. And I think that's everything I've been working on over the last week. So again, though, if you guys do have any questions, leave those comments down below. Ask away. I will do my best to answer anything you guys want to know. And yeah, hopefully next week I'll have a lot more done down here. I don't know. It's been taking a while because, again, this is the first time doing a major overhaul in the library while also being self-employed. My self-employment takes a lot of my time. A lot of people think that being self-employed means you just get to sit around and do nothing all day. No, it's actually a 24-hour a day, 7-day a week, 365 days a year job. I don't really sleep much anymore. I don't really get to sit or sleep or do anything. It's kind of insane, but it's work I enjoy, so it's all good. But because cinema sickness is so crazy with my time, it does take a lot of my time, and as such, I don't have a lot of time to be necessarily just down here and working on my library like I used to. Back when I had a 9-to-5 job, I would come home and pretty much work on the library if I was doing a big move from when I got home to when I went to bed. I would work for hours and hours and hours down here. I don't have that luxury anymore, so that's why this is taking so long. But it is getting done. So, all right, I don't know. I need a drink now. I've been talking straight for a half hour. I am starting to lose my voice, so I'm going to go. So, all right, guys, again, that is it. So, I'm hitting things. That is it. So, all right, guys. Again, if you have any questions, ask down below. I'll do my best to answer them, and I will see you guys tomorrow. And, yeah, that's it. I'm going to go put some movies away. So again, as always, thanks for watching. Have a good one. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and check down below for links to Patreon, Spreadshirt, and the Cinema Sickness Retro Store. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one. Goodbye. Oh yeah, so one other question one of you asked in my last video was, why do I have a few titles sticking out on their side like this? And that's because when I put everything away, there were a few titles that I had to deal with later on, like the Point Break remake here that should be next to the Point Break original, which I do have. I'm just not sure where. It's obviously in P somewhere, but I have to go through all of P and find it so I can put it next to Point Break, stuff like that. Let's see if I can find another one. What's this over here? I don't know. Okay, The Hunted. I do have a Hunted bonus disc that, again, is in here somewhere that I gotta find and put next to that. So that's why some of my titles are on their side. Basically just titles that once I get all of this stuff here put away, that I'm gonna go back and try to find the titles that I need to put next to it, or the title that I have to put with this or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, titles I've got to deal with later.